I think we will start on our backs. And you can bend your knees or have them straight, maybe resting together, whatever you like. You can have your arms out to the side, or if it facilitates the deepening of your breath and you like to place them on your belly or chest or both, you can do that. Just feel into what will serve you today. And when you take your next breath, exhale really long and slow. Feel the back of your body sinking into the ground. Continue to breathe slowly in and out through the nose. Feeling the breath, filling the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And then keeping the breath in this nice steady rhythm. Bring the feet up, have them face each other, and wrap your hands around the outsides of your feet if you can reach, otherwise wherever you can grab. Lengthen the neck by tucking the chin. And draw the feet toward the belly while you press the knees away from you. Slow, deep breath filling into this position. Expanding the breath to fill the body. Using your attention to direct it where it might be needed. And then open the legs out to the side. Straighten the legs, press out of the heels, flexing the feet. Holding your legs either from above or below. Reaching out of the heels. Still breathing deep. Exhaling and relaxing, letting go of the weight of the legs. And then lift the legs up. Release the hands. You can place them under your low back if that feels better. We'll slowly lower the legs down all the way to the ground. Once the feet touch down, if your hands were under your buttocks, release them. Just staying with breath. And then bend the left leg, foot on the ground, and bring the right foot beside you. So I find it helps to roll over a little bit onto the left, and then bring the foot so that if you can, you're on the top of your foot. If not, don't worry about it. And then to the extent possible, aim the knee away from you and down. Press into the left foot to lift your hips slightly and tuck your tailbone under. And then bring your right hand to your right heel and push away from you. Is the belly soft? How deeply are you breathing? Let that long, slow exhale bring about some relaxation. Particularly if that knee is all the way down on the ground, you want to be tucking your tailbone under. And release, straighten the leg out, point and flex the foot. And then lift that leg, the right leg, clasp the hands behind the back of the leg. And on an exhale, draw the thigh toward the ribs. Press down into the left foot and reach up through the heel of the right foot. If you want more of a stretch, you can straighten that left leg as well. If the right knee is even the slightest bit bent, then don't straighten the left leg. You're also welcome to lift your head and slide your hands up. And drop your elbows so that your shoulders come down. And lower your head down. If the left leg was straight, bend it and place the right foot on the left leg. Hands will come behind the back of the left leg. Flex both feet, holding the left foot at the height of the knee. And then when you exhale, press the left foot toward the right foot. Take your time. It's all in the breath. The breath clears out the cobwebs of stiffness. Just imagine that inhale going in and gathering up all the dust particles. And then exhale, rinsing it out in a slow process of cleaning the body from the inside of all the stresses and tensions that make it stiff, that make it heavy, that make it tired, and that make our heart less free. And know that as you clean out all these tensions, you are also encountering them. So it may feel challenging to breathe deeply because you're touching all those things that your body has stored for good reason. So just be gentle with yourself, be courageous, and do the best you can. And then release the right leg straight out and just hug that left knee in as you press out of the right heel. The left foot can relax. And then bring the left hand to the inside of the left leg and around the bottom of that left foot or wherever you can reach. And then lift that left foot to face the ceiling, bringing the knee down toward the ground. And we'll take the right arm overhead and reach long from the right foot to the right hand. Breathing into the length, maybe feeling the breath into that left hip. Just see wherever it's noticeable to you. And release, coming into Shavasana, your corpse pose, just letting the body integrate all that deep work. Feel the swirling of energies inside of you. Try to let go of thought. Be in the sensation. And then bend the right leg, bringing that foot to the ground, rolling a little bit over to that side to help take hold of the left foot. And if you can come onto the top of the foot, go ahead and do so. You may end up needing to be on the inner edge of your foot. That's fine. Just let your body guide you into the right position. And we'll bring the left hand to the left heel and push away. And press into the right foot and just lift and tuck the tailbone. So many of you will not have that knee on the ground, and that's totally fine. Just reach it away from you and down. And release the leg, straighten it out, and point and flex the foot. And then lift the leg up, clasping the hands behind and pressing down through the right foot and up through the left heel, flexing that foot. And if the leg is straight and you want to straighten the other leg, feel free. And if you want to lift your forehead and slide your hands up and drop the shoulders back, let the elbows sag. Keep the foot flexed. Breathe long and slow up the spine. The back of the upper arms, relax. And slowly lower your head down. And if that right leg was straight, bend it now. And place the left ankle on top of the right leg, above the knee. Clasp your hands behind your right thigh, lifting the right foot to the height of that knee. And flex both feet. Deep breath in. Take your time, really filling the breath into the shape. Exhaling, pressing the right foot toward the left foot. Letting the breath melt away whatever resistance you're offering. And then release the left leg. Hug the right knee into the chest. Keeping the right foot relaxed, but flexing and reaching out of the left foot. And then the right arm will come inside the right leg to wrap around the bottom of the foot or anywhere that you are able to reach. And as you lift the foot up to face the sky, the knee comes down toward the ground. And the left arm comes overhead, reaching long from heel to hand. Track the journey of the breath inside this shape. And then release, coming back into Shavasana, laying flat on your back, taking in all the goodness, all the challenge, whatever's here. Letting the stillness absorb all the movement. And then bend your knees. Roll over onto your right side, having the right arm perpendicular to the body out to the right. Letting your head rest on the ground, albeit somewhat awkwardly. And then we'll bring the left hand to the right hand and then reaching out past the right hand so the left hand is touching the floor. And then we'll begin to make circles around, skimming the floor with the hand. Then over the body, whenever you get to the body. Finding the floor again anytime the arm needs to lift off the ground for any reason. Staying with a slow rhythmic breath. Staying on your side, there'll be a temptation to roll onto your back when the arm comes behind you. Don't. We'll do 3 times in whatever direction you're going in now. And then once your hands come back to the starting position, reverse and go the other way. Three times in this direction, and then when you come back to the starting point, just rest there. And since I can't see you and I don't know if you're complete, we'll just stay here for a moment to make sure that everyone has time to finish. You can rest your head on your arm. And then we'll lift the left arm and the left knee like we're opening a closed book. And then close it as we come over to the other side. Now the left arm is out. The right hand comes onto the left and then beyond. And again, begin to circle, skimming the floor with your fingers. Anytime the hand comes away from the floor, return it at the first moment possible. And again, we'll do 3 circles in one direction and then reverse direction. Stay with your breath. See if your breath is helping you. Just a reminder to reverse after 3 in case your mind has wandered. Coming to rest once you're complete. Feel free to tuck your arm under your head if that's more comfortable. And then press your right hand into the ground to slowly lift yourself up. Coming to hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhaling, dipping the belly down as the tailbone curls up. Rippling that wave up the spine till the eyes reach up. And then starting the wave the other way at the tailbone, up through each vertebra. Landing with your head dropping down. Taking your time, following your breath. One vertebra at a time. And then come back to your table position. We'll continue to open the shoulders, keeping the hips over the knees. Walk the arms forward, keeping the hands shoulder width apart, the elbows straight. Let the chest and upper back drop down. You can maybe rest on your forehead, or if you want more of a stretch on your chin, or for more of a stretch on your cheek. Keep the elbows straight and off the ground. Exhale and sink your back body toward the floor. Deeply breathing in and out. If you're resting on a cheek, turn to the opposite one. If you're on a cheek, come back to center. Lift the head, walk the hands in, Drop your head and place it on the ground so that you're on the top of your head, not on your forehead. And then clasp your hands behind your back and straighten your arms and lift the hands. If you can bring the heels of your hands together, do that. And then reach the knuckles up so that you feel like you're lifting the whole shoulder girdle. Stay with your breath. Notice whatever comes up. See if there's a mood in the mind, an irritability or the peace, anything else. And then bend the elbows and just bring the fists over to the right waist. Turn and rest on your right cheek. Let your right shoulder come down and lift your left elbow up. Use your abdominal strength to lift your head, come to the other cheek and the other waist. Lift the right elbow up. Release your hands, bring them to the ground. Rest on your forehead. And then lift your head and bring the elbows to the ground. And then have the forearms touching. And then start to walk the elbows forward, keeping them together. They'll bend and the palms stay together and start to lift up. And the head rests on the upper arms. And then start to pull back with the hips. See how much you're breathing and if you can maybe breathe a little bit more. Shift the hips forward, letting the hands come down, and then bringing the hands to the ground and walking them back until you're sitting on your heels, and then come and rest in child's pose with the arms folded alongside the body and the palms up, letting those shoulders rest. So really try to let them go, let them hang over your thighs. Feel like the outer upper arms are spilling onto the floor. Feeling how the body breathes in this position. And then bring the arms forward and lift back up to hands and knees. And step the right foot up between the hands. And let the hips come down. You can leave the hands on the ground. You can have one hand on the leg and the other arm up. You can have both arms up. You can even curl the toes under behind you and lift the knee if you're wanting more of a vigorous expression of the lunge. Keep that left hip dropping, the tailbone aiming forward. The mind on the breath. And then we'll bend that left knee. You might want to double your mat under the knee first. Bend the left knee and reach the right hand back for the foot, pulling it toward the buttock, and then re-sinking that left hip for the ground, and then looking over your right shoulder. Breathing all the way up to your chest. And release back down. Curl the back toes under. Plant your hands and step into downward facing dog. Shift your hips to the right and press the right heel down. Drop your head. Feel all 10 fingers working. Really makes a difference if your hands are doing, the palms are doing all the work, or if your fingers are really engaged. Your spine can get longer if you press into your fingers. And then shift the hips to the left and sink the left heel down. Pressing into all 10 fingers. Then come center. Pull the shoulders down the back. Press the thighs back. Press the heels down. And then bring the knees to the ground. And step the left foot up between the hands. Sinking the right hip down. Again, taking any arm variation or the lifted knee variation if you prefer. And then bend that right leg, Reach your left hand back for the right foot, hugging the heel toward the buttock and re-dropping that right hip. Look over the left shoulder. Keep the body open, breathing belly, ribs, chest. And release. Swing the left knee back. And just sit for a moment on the feet, resting the hands in your lap, closing the eyes, lifting tall through the spine, feeling your breath. And then lift your buttocks off your feet. And bring your left hand to your belly and your right hand to your chest. Breathing from hand to hand. Then reach your left hand back and see if you can lean back enough to touch your fingertips to your heel. If you don't quite touch, then you can curl your toes under and see if that helps. And if you still don't touch, bring your hand to your hip. And really let your weight come into that hand if it's on the heel. And then take the right arm up. Drop the head back. Bring the hips forward. Breathe into the body. Return the hand to the chest. Lift yourself up. Bring the other hand to the belly. And breathe. Change the hands. On an exhale, bring the right hand to the right heel, curling the toes under if you need to, or taking the hip if you don't reach, that's fine. And then lean back, drop the head back, and lift the arm up. Notice where it's hard to breathe. Make the effort. Slow, long breath. Bring the hand back to the heart, the other hand to the belly. Sit back down on the heels. And then fold forward, walking the arms forward. Press forward into the hands, sending the hips, the tailbone, the sit bones back away from the hands. Let your upper body drop onto your lower body. Reaching out of the arms. And walk the hands in. Rolling yourself up, reach up, inhale. Exhale, lower the left hand to the ground. And push the right sit bone down as you reach through the right arm. Drop the left shoulder. And then bend that right elbow, bring it to the left side of the head and come up. Tuck the left hand either under your left shin or under your left thigh, depending on how long your arm is in relation to your torso. And then drop your head to the right. And release your hand down to the ground and lift the left arm up, pressing into the right hand to sink your left sit bone down, reaching across through the left arm, maybe gazing up, tucking the chin toward the armpit. Long breath, opening the side body. And then lower that left hand so that it comes onto the right side of the head and lift your body up. And tuck the right hand under the shin or under the thigh. And then drop your head to the left. Left shoulder relaxed. Breath slow and long. And release the hand down. Lift the head. Release the arm. And come off the feet and onto your back with your knees bent. Hug the knees to the chest. Take the arms out to the side and drop the knees to the left. Lift your head, turn it to the right and lower it back down. And if that right knee hovers above the left knee, maybe use your left hand to help it down. Or if it's already resting easily, you can use your left hand to press the very top of your right thigh away from you. Breathing all the way to the right shoulder, relaxing the right shoulder down. And then if you're using that left arm, release it back to the floor. And we'll take the knees over to the other side. Lift the head, turn it left and lower it back down. And then if you want to give yourself one of those adjustments with your right hand, feel free, or just let it rest. Breathing all the way up to the left shoulder and relaxing that shoulder. And then if you're using your hand, release it and come and bring the knees up to center. Hug them into the chest. Lift your head toward your knees and lower back down, straightening the spine. And then lower the feet. Lift the tailbone, tuck it under. Release the legs, shake them out. Let the arms rest out away from the body. Let the legs rest away from each other. And take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, releasing the weight of the body onto the ground. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth, releasing the jaw, letting the lips slightly part, the tongue relax in the mouth. And then another deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting go of the activity of the mind. And then letting go of the breath. No effort to breathe. Just letting breath happen. And notice if there's a desire or a habit to control the breath. And just be aware. Doing your best to let go and allow the breath to be however it is. Doing your best to let go of thoughts. Letting your mind rest in whatever's there. Feeling the breath. Noticing when the mind wanders and coming back to the breath. Just resting here. Deeply relaxed. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Breathe into your heart. Move the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest and rock from side to side. Feeling the ground massaging your back. And then come center, bring the bottoms of the feet together, the palms together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot. And roll over onto either side, resting your head on your underside arm, resting your body on the ground, resting your mind in whatever's here right now. And slowly make your way up to sitting, letting your head come up last, sinking down through the sit bones, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relaxed. Inhale deeply, breathing into the whole body. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.